Welcome to the functional session. Just to give you a brief overview of what Finhazi does. Finhazi is one of the easiest financial services platform that you can use to run any of your groups. I'm going to get straight to it, right from the login down to all the different features that we have. As you can see, it's as simple as that, getting to the login. In case you forgot your password, you just click forgot password. It will give you an option to enter the email that was registered or attached to your account. Then you put it in, an email is automatically sent to you with your password to do a reset. So since I know my credentials, I'm going to go straight to the login. And for purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to log in as a person with full admin credentials. That way I can walk you through everything. But remember, Finhazi is role-driven. If I'm an accountant and I log in, I'll see what the accountant can see. If I'm a teller and I log in, I should see only what the teller should see. If I am a member, just a saving group member, and I log in, I'll see what the saving group member should see, and I'll not see whatever I'm not supposed to see. So I'm going to log in with full credentials that we may see fully what the system is capable of. So as you can see, it takes me straight to the dashboard. Again, this dashboard is highly configurable. Like now I'm having full access to it. That's why I'm seeing all these things. But otherwise, if I was a member, I'll only see a few things. Like I said, highly configurable. Now, when I get here, as you can see, it gives me a snapshot, how many members we are, what I have in my wallet. I'll explain this wallet as we go. What we've saved together as a group, what my savings are, my contribution in this group. You'll see the number of loans we've given out, the value of loans, as you can see there. Then what you're seeing on the right is a snapshot of your deposits versus withdrawals. How are we doing? For example, in May, we had more deposits than withdrawals. In June, deposits went down. So it gives an overview for the past 6 months to date that you're more proactive as a saving group. Are we having more withdrawals than deposits? That's a dangerous position to have. So it gives you that quick picture. Then you'll see the group makeup stats. That's what you're seeing here, which is basically how many active members we have, how many inactive members we have, how many female members we have. Basically, these stats are highly configurable. Highly configurable. Depending on which stats you want us to summarize for you, we give it to you. Then what you're seeing in the center is basically a performance year to date. As you can see, we've had this number of deposits year to date. We've had this number of withdrawals year to date. We've had this income year to date. The total transactions we've had year to date. That's what this is showing you. Then on the right, you can see the members by time. For example, we have 21 members, but 11 of them have been with us for less than a year. That's 50% of us. 1 to 5 years, 9 of us. Only one member has been with us 10 years. Probably that's the founder of the group. So you have again that summary. Then below, you can see which activities are happening at the moment. For example, 31 loan count, being just loans that are in processing. 20 pending, 3 are cleared, 8 are outstanding. Quick summary. Then remember, Finhazi helps you manage multiple accounts. Basically, you can set up, this is a school fee saving account. This is maybe our main savings account. So you'll be able to see all the accounts that you have, you, the person who has logged in, the account number, and how much of savings you have under those accounts. Then when you look on top, we have, you'll have the notifications in case any messages have come through. You'll see them here. Then you'll have a quick menu to help you get to your profile, your settings, any inbox, any messages. If you need help, you click that, it will guide you. Then if you want to sign out. Now what you're seeing here on the left is the menu. Now again, this menu changes based on your role. For example, if I was just a member, I wouldn't see most of these things. They will show up very differently. I cannot see settings if I'm not a person in charge of setting up the group. So this menu changes based on role. Again, in summary, up here, your settings, your messages, you can edit your profile, you can sign out. And you can also increase the size of this space by just clicking that. When I click that, it increases the size of the settings. Then on top, of course the name, but yeah, as you can see, it increases the size of your working space. Then here we have a quick link option. Now, these are the usual suspects that groups are doing. Either I'm depositing, I'm withdrawing, I'm adding a member, or I'm creating a new loan. Now, what I'm going to do is I walked through the dashboard. You have a quick navigation. Quick navigation, usually groups want to know who their management is. That's why we try to put it here. This quick navigation is available for everyone, regardless of their role. For example, if I click management, it will show me who the people we have as managers are. Like you can see, so and so is our maybe treasurer. You know, you'll have them here. Again, to make sure that we can serve the members very well. Because usually people, the bigger the group, people don't know who is the treasurer, who is the secretary. So make that information available for them. But also members can get to a loan calculator. This helps them assess which loan they are capable of affording and how it would look like. For example, when I come here, I can pick the product and I say, okay, I want to pick an asset finance loan. It will automatically show me the minimum amount that can be borrowed and the maximum. So all these products are highly configurable. You configure them based on your saving group. Okay, I want to pay back monthly. I want to pick maybe 700,000. Can I make 13 payments? How would that look like? I click calculate. It will give me a spread of how that loan could look like you can see. Oh, at the end of the 10, I would have paid this much, I would have done this much, so that the members, by the time they come to you, they know exactly how much they can afford and how the repayment looks like. Now, remember also, in this same Finhazi, the members are able to initiate a loan application on their end without having to come to the office. This frees you as management to focus on the key aspects of the group. So that's a loan calculator. I'll explain pending approvals as we go. Members can pull out their account statements. This is available for them. Again, the goal of this is to digitize every process, that we don't have people coming to your banking hall or coming to your office and filling it, yet they can be served. Now remember, Finhazi comes on both web and mobile. You can access it right on your mobile phone because the app is in the App Store. Download it, load it. So as you can see, I can pull out my statement. Okay, I want to know from this date to this date, how was my account performing? I search, it will come out and it will show me all the transactions that have happened. I can also summarize them by, I just want to look at only withdrawals. Pick it. I want to focus on this particular account. Pick it, search. Again, instead of members calling you, you printing and all that, it is available for them. Now, that same experience they'll get if they want to look at their loan statement, they'll be able to pull it out. But we also have what we call a support center, which we think is very, very important. Now, how does support center function? Imagine as a member, I had a query. I applied for a loan. I haven't received it. I don't know, maybe let me raise it. how do I raise this query? So that's what we are doing here in the support center. I'll come here and say, maybe my loan not delivered. Do it simply. Okay, is it a suggestion? Is it that? Maybe it's a query. Type in a message, which department? This is targeting loans department. Now, when you set up a group, you'll attach which people are serving in the loans department. So when a person lodges this support ticket, very urgent, it will automatically notify all the people attached to the loans department. This person, their loan has not been delivered. And then it gives you a ticket trail. You'll see that, okay, this person lodged this thing, it was resolved. Again, remember, the goal is to see that we can serve our people better, because once we do that well, the group will grow, certainly, because the talk will happen that, no, this group serves us well, they're very transparent, when you raise a ticket, they're able to treat it. So those kind of things are important for you as a group. Now, that's about statements, but also internally, your leave management can be managed here as a group. You want to send out, I'm a staff member, I want to apply for leave. I click there, do it, chap. But also we have a knowledge base, which we believe is also very important for you as a group. Now here, let's say you have information you want to disseminate to your people. Maybe you want to tell them about interest rates and how they work. Maybe you want to teach them about how savings can help you grow your wealth. Have that kind of content or information, upload it here. The members will be notified that there is new information for you, and they can come here, filter through it, even if it's your saving group policies, because some people may not know them. Upload them here. They can come here, just click, and they'll read it. It will open for them. They read it. Information available, digital, reduces the amount of paper that you're having. So then they can also cast votes, especially during the lockdown. We've seen this to be very, very helpful. There are things that probably you want to make a decision on. Should we raise our interest rate as a group? But you can't bring together all these members to make a decision. You can't sit together, especially now look at the social distancing. So what happens here, we've digitized this voting. You have an issue you want to vote on. You just say, okay, let's post it. The group administrator will post it, and then the members will be notified. They'll come here, see the issue, pick it. Okay, I want to cast my vote on this subject. They'll get to that subject and cast their vote. Now, the system is smart enough to ensure that nobody can cast more than one vote. For example, if I try to vote, it shows me that I've already cast a vote for this. It cannot happen that one person votes for more than once. But the beauty of it is, again, transparency, because I can see how the voting pattern is going. That way, I don't have to say, it is so-and-so making the decisions. I can see that corporately, as a saving group, we've made decisions for ourselves, which is good. Remember, with more transparency, the more people want to work with a group. So that's quick navigation. Then you have a wallet. This is, when you get there, people who I want to pay for my umeme or power, I want to buy airtime, they can do that within their wallet. So a member can say, you know what, I have my 100,000, let me deposit it in my Finhazi wallet and make these transactions within my group. What would convince members to do that? Because we've put a revenue share option in this wallet, in that if a person buys, let's say they buy airtime, we are getting it at discounted rates. So we are able to push it to that member. Maybe they buy airtime of 5,000. We push it to them. Then the small margin that we get, we share it with the group and also that person who made that transaction. So that way we encourage members to do their transactions within the platform, but also it's a benefit to them and a benefit to the group. Because instead of the group just waiting on making money via savings or via loans, now they can even make money on transactions happening within the system. So then we have personal, where a member can initiate a deposit, a member can initiate a withdrawal. Now, when a member deposits, I'll show you how this works quickly. When a member deposits, these are instances where I have maybe 100,000 I want to deposit to my savings account in my saving group. I come here, put in the amount, put which account I want to deposit, maybe this, maybe school fee savings, transaction nature, I want to deposit my wallet or to my savings. You give them that option. How did I deposit? I brought cash. I left it with someone, maybe the person who captures the teller was not there. But it could also be that I push it by mobile money. So I capture that and I put in the mobile money transaction reference. Then I deposit. Now this money will not hit the account immediately. It will be pending an approval because someone must acknowledge that actually that money was sent. Otherwise, it can be fraudulent. So we put in those options that members can be engaging. The platform gives them that allowance to engage. So the same time a member can do a fund transfer on their own without having to come to you. I have maybe my money in my wallet, I have 100,000, but my friend needs maybe 30,000. Why shouldn't I do that transfer, initiate it on my own without having to go to the saving group office? So they can come here, pick their account. I want to pick from my wallet. I want to transfer to so-and-so. I'll put on their wallet or whichever option, maybe to their account, this much. They do that, transfer. Simple. Again, you're decongesting your office and serving the members digitally. A member can go into shares. If you guys have that option of shares that you can commit money for long term. If you have that, again, the platform enables you to do that. So I can come here, I can initiate, I can buy, like you see here, these buttons on top. I can buy, I can sell, I can transfer my shares. And it is so simple. I can go to buy shares. Again, this is part of self-service. Instead of a member coming, if I have money in my wallet, why shouldn't I initiate these shares and buy them? I want to pick from my wallet. Currently, I have 7 shares. If I have enough money, it will give me the options of shares. But now, if I don't have money, it will be at that level. So depending on how much money you have, it will put down all the shares and then you buy. And then you can view share transactions. Oh, these are shares I have. This is how much their value is. All that you can see. Which transfers have I done? I can see them. I transferred this, I transferred it out. So all these options are available for you. Now, the same way, we've come and said, okay, how again can we serve the member in terms of loans? Now, we've put it in a way that a member can initiate a loan without having to come to the office. That way, it just goes through the loan process. I can see how many loans I've processed. I can see if any are still running, when the next due date is. It will give me a summary of that. But I can apply for a loan like you see here, add a loan. As a member, I'm going to initiate a loan application without having to come to the office. And the system is smart enough to say, you only qualify for this much. Like if I come here, I want to pick a loan, member savings, which loan product, let's say asset finance, it will give me all the details. Then I'll punch in the money, I'll pick the frequency, the period I want to use. Remember, my calculator already showed me. And then I'll appoint guarantors. So-and-so will be my guarantor, so-and-so will be my guarantor. Pick them, continue. If the loan requires security, it will prompt me. I'll put in the security. Maybe the security is my border or my car. I'll put it there, the loan purpose. Then I'll continue. When I continue, if it needs security, to give me an option to take pictures and scan it to the system. As simple as that. Then the loan now starts the process. Now, our loan processing follows the normal, like kind of bank process, in that you apply. From application, the guarantors must approve. That's why you saw at the start that we have these pending approvals. When someone appoints me as a guarantor, I get a notification that so-and-so wants you to guarantee them. I go there, I can accept or refuse, and I can put a comment. If I accept, if all the guarantors have accepted, then it will proceed to for review. Then the person who reviews is just to certify, yes, what they applied for is the right thing, or guarantors are in. After that, it will continue to approval. After approval, it will continue to disbursement. Then you disburse to the person's wallet, then they can take it out the best way they want. If it is in my wallet, I can choose to push it out to the bank. I can choose to push it out to the mobile money. All those options are available for you. Now, that is it about personal. That is available for everyone. Now, the teller has similar experience like I've shown you. If we go to loans, the only differences are going to be in that when I try to apply for loan as a member, I could only see my name because I'm applying for myself. Nobody can apply for any other as a member. But when I go to apply here as a teller, I have access now to all the people, like you're going to see. So I'm able to say, so-and-so has walked into office, they want to process a loan. Now I have access to the members. And all these controls are searchable. I can say I'm searching for so-and-so. Pick it, process the loan. You see that every other field is the same, but now you have access to so many. You have access to the people because of your role. The same thing will happen for fund transfer. You can do it on behalf of someone. Now the system again puts a log that it is so-and-so that applied for this loan. It keeps capturing all that. So even for the tellers, we'll know who did what. Now the difference that this module has is it has balance inquiry. Again, to make it easy, a member calls in maybe at night and says, by the way, what is my balance? Maybe they can't access the application. It is simple to come here and say, that's the member. You can search and pick them up. Then you come and say, okay, what is their balance? You pick it. It will show you their balance. Oh, they have 1.8. How about their share balance? Oh, for shares, they have 7 shares. As simple as that. Just click, click, click. But also, as a teller, they have access to the transaction pull-up, which is a list of all the transactions that have happened. They can go there in case you wanted to review them. You go there, look at all the transactions that have happened. Very simple too. Like you can see, I can look at all of them. I can filter them. I can export. Now, every report in Finhazi has that option. You can export to Excel, to PDF. You can choose to copy. All that is available for you. Now, that's teller, so many things. You can also look at your rejected transactions. You can look at any pending approvals. So much that you can do. Then we have the loan module. So under the loan module, you can manage your lien, you can go to loan management, you can look at the loans, you can manage securities. Under securities, you'll be able to see how many securities you have under your custody and the value. So when you give back a person security, again, you update the system that yes, they took their motorcycle transparently. You can look at pending guarantees, pending loans, defaulting loans, you can look at them, prepayments, how they are going, you can do a loan disbursement. And all these are very simple things. You can do a loan top-up, you can re-amortize. So all that is available for you under loans. Then we have accounting, which is so broad. You set up your chart of accounts. You can do your journal entries, which would include things like journal adjustments. Now, the beauty of this is once we set up your chart of accounts, we link all the other, your loans, your loan products to different accounts. They're all linked. So this is for journal adjustment in case you want to do that as an accountant. That is available for you. But also we have the chart of accounts, which is configured using best practice to make sure that you don't have to go through a lot to have your account. So all the different accounts, you'll find them here. Account for office furniture, account for investments, account for... So now we link all these accounts across the system. That way, every transaction that is happening, it's touching the GL is supposed to touch, and then it will feed into, at the end of the day, the statements that you're going to have, the financial statements. So you can configure your taxes, you can manage your banking, you can remit insurance for your loans, you can manage your investments, you can manage your income, you can manage suppliers, items, you can manage your budgets, you can do your assets, expenses, you can manage your accounts payable. Then you have quite a number of reports under this. You can look at your financial stats, your group reports, your loans and how they're doing now. The loans is very important because you need to be able to track your loan recovery ratio. We always advise groups to keep track of that. Once you've defined what your let me pick a date just to show you simply how it could look like. Let me say from that date to this date. So you need to set KPIs to say that for us to know that we are performing well as a group, we need to be able to recover a minimum of 70% of our loans. So you define that. Now, under the loan report, it will be able to show you how much you have out. Okay, we have 240 million of our loans out. What are the due payments? Oh, maybe 43 million. How is your recovery? Oh, we recover 16%, not a good position. So those kind of things you'll be able to see. That's accounting. It has so much. Then under it will give you your trial balance, your income statements, your statement of changes in equity, your balance sheet, your cash flow. All that is available for you. Then you have group management. Under group management, you manage your group. That's your group settings. You'll manage your branches. How many branches do we have? Configure them in the system. You'll be able to manage your members. I'll show you quickly how that looks like. You're able to manage your members. These are the members we have. These are the details of the members. So I can come here. Let me just search for. Let me pick this member and we just see how it looks like. So this is all very simple. You see, I can look at the member, their profile. I can see their mandate, if they have a mandate on them. All the details, I can add accounts, a bank account to the member. I can add a Finhazi platform account to the member. I can help them update their password. Now, all this is down to the rights that you have in the system. Not everyone will be able to do this. So that's part of member management. Then you can manage your mobile money accounts. How much do we have on mobile money as a saving group? You can do your liquidity management. We have 10 branches. How much money is in every branch? You can manage that here, and you can set thresholds that no branch, maybe branch XYZ, cannot have more than 10 million in cash. So when that branch is collecting money and they've reached 10 million, the person responsible is notified that, by the way, this branch has a limit of 10 million, they are going above it. You can do your interest and dividends. This is where at the end of the year, you say, okay, now we are going to give interest or we are going to give dividends. It's available for you. You can come here and pick, let me say we are going to give dividends. Dividends only go to the people who have shares. I go up there, pick it, and then I'll say, okay, how much are we giving per share? We are going to give maybe 200 shillings. Then you distribute the dividend. The same thing for interest. You go there and pick interest and say, okay, we're going to give interest this year because internally you've agreed this is the interest we are going to give. Okay, we are going to give interest of maybe 1.5%. Distribute the interest. Now, it is smart enough to say, because you don't want to distribute interest, and a person who brought 10 million yesterday gets more than a person who has been saving faithfully, though they have 5 million today. So it is smart enough to take into consideration how long that money has been on the account, as opposed to how much it is. So it compares all those things and distributes the interest in a good and fair way. So you have that. Then you have your staff directory. This is where you manage your staff, set up leaves, manage your departments, designations, pay scales. This is where you configure your voting. Then you have a communication module. This one, you set it up also to be able to, let's say you wanted to disseminate information to all your members. What's the process? Now here we try to make it simple to say maybe AGM reminder. Type in the message. Do you want it to go by email or you want it to go by email and SMS? Then you check both. To which people I want to send to everyone that is a member, or I want to send to only people under loan department. You do that, send. Because all your people are in the system, it does the distribution automatically, as opposed to someone having a paper, they read, then they miss someone's name and that person complains, you hate me. No, the system manages all this. The system doesn't hate anyone, configure it once, distribute all those things. So that's it for the group. Then we have settings. So settings are quite also broad, but because you have a person in charge of settings, and when we are setting you up for the first time, we come and work alongside you to make sure you're good to go. So here you can define things like your account types. Remember I was saying in Finhazi, you're able to configure multiple accounts. You can say we are going to have maybe a main savings account, we'll have a school fee savings account, we'll have a farm input savings account, whatever it is, you come here, configure it. put in the account. Do you want to set a target requirement that maybe for this account, every month you must save this much? Then attach it to the general ledger, like we said. Then do you want this account to allow unlimited withdrawals? If I check this, it means that if a member wanted to withdraw from this account, as many withdrawals as they want, they can withdraw. But if I don't set this, then it limits the withdrawal to once a year. All that is configurable, because the goal is to say, we want this account to help members save, as opposed to save, withdraw. Let this be committed to saving. Let this be the account that enables them save and withdraw maybe a few times a year. So that kind of thing, you define it there, and you can see the accounts, member savings account, maybe school fee savings account. You define all those products, and then members can choose which account they want to have, and you attach it to them, and they are good to go. So that's settings. Then you can define the loan products. Like, you remember, under the loan calculator, under the loan application, you're able to see those asset, finance, whatever. This is where we define them from. So you'll come here, you'll say, this is the product. Like, let's pick an example of, say, asset finance loan. If I pick the asset finance loan, it will populate for us to see how it looks like. So you'll see that that's the loan. You give a description of it. What's the interest rate for that loan? It's 15%. Where is the fund origin? It is internal savings or maybe donor funds. Capture that you know this loan, its money comes from donor funds. Or maybe we borrowed ourselves as a group. It's a term loan. What's the minimum amount a person can borrow for this loan product? You define it. What's the maximum? What's the minimum tenor? Minimum is 1 month, maximum 40 months. Whatever it is. Which category of people get this loan? Is it SMEs? Is it micro? Is it personal? Is it students? Configure that. Now we have a very good option here, which is emergency loan. I'll explain what that is. So with emergency loan, what we are saying basically is you want people to be able to even get micro loans, in a sense that I could be home and I have a requirement of 100,000. I save with this group. I need 100,000 this evening and it is 5 p.m. There is no time for me to apply, and then it goes through approvals, and then it goes through guarantors. So once I set that this loan qualifies to be emergency loan, of course, emergency loans have higher interest rates because they don't have that tedious approval process. So you can define that, put it in. Now, meaning that a member can apply for it maybe at 5 p.m. and probably by 5:30 they have their money. As simple as that. You've disbursed it to them, maybe by mobile money, they have it. So that's why that is there. So different loan products, you configure them as you want and have them. Then we have where we define our fees and charges. So with these, as a group, of course, you have charges. For example, when a person joins the group, how much is the charge? They must join with 50,000. Annually, do we want people to pay subscription? Yes. If you want it, 15,000, for example. If you don't want, you set it to 0. How about, do we have a loan fee? Do we have a loan application fee? So now what you're seeing here between the loan fee and loan fee minimum is that if a person wanted to borrow 100,000, I want to give an example, and then whichever amount, and then you compute the loan fee and it is coming to 9,000. Here you're saying that if the loan fee is less than 20,000, we'll take 20,000. That's the loan fee minimum we will take. So the same thing you can do here for settlement, early settlement, because a person could pick a loan of 5 million. They say they're going to use it for 6 months, and then they return it within 2 months. How is the group going to make money? So you can say early settlement fee. Let's say early settlement is maybe 1.8%. You define it. And then you say early settlement maximum is maybe 200,000. Meaning, if a person picked a loan of maybe 10 million, you calculate their 1.8% early settlement fee and it becomes 500,000. You don't want again to discourage early settlement. You want to encourage early settlement because the earlier you collect money, the more money you have available for you to distribute. So what we do here is to say that if it is more than this 200,000, then we're going to take 200,000. You define how much you want to do for the SMS. Once we agree with you, then you also set it internally that when an SMS goes out to a person, this is how much we're going to deduct from them. Then here you set your share value. our share is 30,000, you can update it. What is your share premium? Define it. So when members are buying the shares, it automatically applies the current share value. So then we have, you can manage your banks, you can set which financial sectors you want to cover, you can set account managers, you can set your support teams. Remember when we talked about the support tickets at the start, where people can say, my money has not arrived, and then tag maybe accounts team. This is where we define it from and attach people to it. You can define your group settings. This is also an interesting area. I'll quickly review it for you. So with this, we define a number of things. What's the minimum number of guarantors? Remember when I was pointing at loan guarantors, it was showing 2. The third one was inactive. So if I update this to 3, all the 3 will be active. If I set it to 1, only 1 guarantor will be enforced. That without 1 guarantor, you can't proceed. Then do you want to lien the guarantor? What this means is I could be processing a loan, and you're saying you want to protect people's deposits. So if I want to pick a loan of 100,000 and I have appointed guarantors, then a third, this is 0.33%, a third of the value of the loan I'm trying to pick will be liened from the person guaranteeing. That once I pay back, then their money will be released back to them. Their money will be released back to them. So that's the whole lien guarantor. Then do you want to allow multiple loans? What this means is that if a person was going to borrow and they have an outstanding loan, should the system allow them to borrow before clearing the outstanding? Some groups say it is okay. Other groups say no. So if you allow multiple loans, it means that even with the loan that is running, I can also pick another loan. Now, some groups say, as you're picking the other loan, then we are going to prompt you to offset. I'm going to show you where that works. So do you require approvals for deposits? If you want, you can set that. Minimum saving months, this is important. If I say 6, it means that no member can borrow unless they've saved with us for more than 6 months. Do you allow daily repayments? All these are configurable. How do you want the dashboard to look like? This is where it starts. Do you want, for smaller groups of 3, 10 people, people can say, all of us should have access to the dashboard and see how we are performing. But for bigger groups, then you want the members to have a different dashboard from the management team. So you check that. Then multiply savings borrowings. This is also available for you to say, when a member is borrowing, if they have saved 1 million, then they qualify for 1 million times 4. You know, that's what we are doing here. You can set it to 3. Some groups use 3. You can auto deactivate a member. You can define that in case a member hasn't been active for maybe after 2 years or whatever, you define that. If you take annual subscription, you can set it to auto. If you want to take fines, a person didn't pay. If you delay in payment, we'll take a fine. Okay. You want it to be auto, you enable that. You come here, auto fine, which percentage? Maybe we'll take 2% of the outstanding. What's the grace period? If it is within 5 days of no payment. But you could say after 25 days. If they've not paid within 25 days, then we are going to effect a penalty automatically. The system helps you do that also. So then you define your account number format. How do you want the account number to look like? All this is available for you. So many things you could do in here. Then you can manage your users. Remember, you can have members on the platform, but when they are not all users. So it is within your power. It is within your power to set that. That's a glitch system. It's within your power to set that based on what you want. Then you can also manage your permissions. So under permissions, you'll say who has the right to do loan approval, who has the right to manage deposits. You define that, assign it to users. And then you can even go down to that permission. Let me pick, for example, roles. Let me start here. I think this would be very helpful if I tackle it like this. To come here and say, these are the roles we have. We have a loan officer, we have whoever. Then I come down and say, okay, let's look at the loan officer. What can the loan officer do? Then we come here, assign permissions to the roles. So I can come here and say, I want the loan officer to view this, I want the loan officer to view that, set it. There are so many options for you, this, that, then you save. Now, once you save and you grant that role to someone, they've carried all those permissions. But also you can go and individually assign a permission to a member. That for this member, we're giving them the right to do this. You can do that also. Then you have a place to manage approval limits. What we are doing with approval limits is you could have a saving group and say, if a person is borrowing 20,000, so and so can approve. But once it gets to 10 million, only so and so can approve. So you define all that here. For example, when I look at this, I can only approve 46,000 and below. So once it goes above 46,000, it will not reflect in my trade because I don't have that approval right. So now as the approvals come through for the loans and all that, you see based on your approval limit. So then you have a place where you can see all the logs, what has been happening in the system, who is logged in our group. I can see everyone that is logged in. Then I can also see what they've been doing. So all that is available for you. So in a nutshell, this is Finhazi. I'll quickly show you how the profile could look like. I can come here and look at my profile. Very simple, like you can see. I can see everything about me. I can see my profile. I can see how many loans I have, my previous transactions, any shares I've done, all that is available for you. So that's Finhazi. I'll sign out. Thank you very much. If any questions, reach out to us and we see how to support you. Thank you.